Hi viewers, welcome back. Today I am going to start a series of videos about the error code of the Komatsu excavators. These error codes are generally for all the models of the Komatsu excavator, but particularly for the PC400-8R, PC400LC-8R, as you can see this in the photo. So also the PC450-8R. In this series, I will describe all the error codes which can be appeared or occurred in the machine, and these codes I will describe what type of these codes and what will be the action of the controller and what machine can do during this code. And you can see these pictures. Whenever the code is appeared, you can see this type of pictures appeared in the monitoring screen. The upper three digits is regarding the user code, and downside 5 or 6 digit code is regarding the failure codes. I already have made one video regarding the user code. You can watch that video by click on this icon button, so you can understand what is the meaning of the user code. And this is actually user code let you know which part, particularly which part of the machine need to check. So here's, you can see the first code is the CA222. When this code is appeared, with this code, this user code is appeared E11 and failure code is CA222, and this code is meaning the ambient pressure sensor low error. So this code is related to the engine controller system. So what was the content of the trouble? The low voltage was detected in the signal circuit of the ambient pressure sensor. In pressure sensor getting the low voltage signal. And what controller action controller is doing with it? Fix the ambient pressure values and continue the operations. So what is the problem? What will be problem in the machine? Engine output lower, engine starting performance becomes deteriorated. Mean this performance is become lower. Performance is not a good one. So what is the second code? If this code is a CA221 appeared, so this user code E22 is appeared, and code is a CA22A is appeared, then what will happen? Ambient pressure sensor high error. So this code is also related to the engine controller system. And what was the trouble? Trouble is that high voltages was detected in the signal circuit of the ambient pressure sensor. And what is the action of the controller? Controller fixes the ambient pressure value and continues operation. And what will the problem appear on the machine? Engine output lower and engine starting performance become deteriorated. So here's this if this code CA187 appeared on the screen, so user code is 158. The trouble, what will be trouble? Trouble sensor power supply 2 voltages lower error. Okay, this error is also related to the engine controller system. And what is the content trouble? So trouble is that lower voltages was detected in the sensor power supply 2 circuits. In power supply voltages are detected low, What is the controller action? It fixes the charge pressure and charge temperature values and continuous operation, limits out and continuous operations. To whatever is the problem appears on the machine, engine output lower. If the code is CA158, what is mean, and also user code is a 1515 E15, and failure code is a CA154. What is the trouble? Charge air temperature sensor low error. This code is also related to the engine controller system. And what is the content of the trouble? Temperature signal circuit of the boost temperature sensor detected lower voltages, means sensor is getting the low voltages. And what is the action of the controller? It fixes the charge temperature value and continuous operations. And what problem that appear on the machine? Exhaust gas become white, engine protection function based on the boost temperature does not work. This code is PSCA153 and user code is E15. Failure code CA153. What is the trouble? Trouble is charge air temperature sensor high error. This code is also related to the engine controller system. Content of the trouble. What is the trouble? Temperature signal circuit of boost temperature sensor detected high voltages. Okay, so it's mean the sensor is getting the high voltages. What is the action of the controller? What controller do with fixes the charge temperature value and continuous operation. And problem, what is the problem appear on the machine? Exhaust gas becomes white, engine protection function based on boost temperature does not work, and the engine is not protection function is not working. CA148. So user code is a 15 E15. Failure code is a 145 CA145. So what is the trouble? What is the meaning of this code? This code means coolant temperature sensor low error. Content of trouble. Trouble is that a signal circuit of the coolant temperature sensor detected low voltages, and you have to need to check the voltages on the coolant temperature sensor. And what is the controller action? What controller do? Controller fixes the coolant temperature value and continuous operations. What problem will be on the appear on the machine? Exhaust gas become white and overheat prevention function does not work. If the code is CA144, so user code, if user code is a E15 and failure code is CA144, what will be the meaning of this code? Coolant temperature sensor high error. So what will be the trouble? Why this code is occur? Because signal circuit of the coolant temperature sensor detected high voltages. In sensor is getting the high voltages. So what is the action of the controller? Fixes the coolant temperature value and continues operations. And problem that appear on the machine: exhaust gas becomes white and overheat prevention function does not work. The code is CA141. If the user code is E15 and failure code is CA141, what will be the trouble? Engine oil pressure sensor low error. Okay, problem is belonging to the oil pressure sensor. So what is the problem to sensor? Low pressure error occurred in the engine oil pressure sensor circuit. In the circuit of the engine oil pressure getting the low voltages, getting the low pressure. So what is the action of the controller? Set oil pressure to default where 250 kilopascal mean 2.5 kg per centimeter square, and it set the pressure at this value 250 kilopascal and continuous operation and operation in the continue. If the error code is 1CA135 and the user code is E15, failure code CA135, to what is the trouble? Trouble is that the engine oil pressure sensor high error. So why this error content trouble? The high pressure error occurred in the engine oil pressure sensor circuit. Mean the engine oil pressure circuit जो है, that one is getting the high pressure. So action of the controller, what is the working of the controller? Controller sets the oil pressure to default value 250 kilopascal and continues the operation.